What's up? This is the Violent Casket, home to the lamest taste. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube, and TikTok, all at one word, the Violent Casket, where you can subscribe, like, and comment, hit the bell for much, much more. I don't know if I am focused. I feel like I'm focused. That's better. All right. Or it's not. Whatever. I'm going to say that this is as focused as it's going to get. The background's focused. So we're doing a Casket book review. I am late on this. I'm super late on this. So I finished this book 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it had to be at least two and a half weeks. And I just, because of life, I just haven't had the time to sit down and do this review. There was a write-up on my Instagram, like almost, maybe 5 days after I finished it. But if you tune into my previous book review, you know that I am reading the Mistborn trilogy by Sanderson, and I loved this book. I gave it a 4.9, which is very high out of 5 for me, right? So obviously, after that, I read Sanderson's book 2, The Well of Ascension, a book that was released August 21st, 2007. And I did a write-up on my Instagram. I love this book. Coincidentally, this is the weekend of the release of the book 5 of Stormlight Archives, which is in the Cosmere with this series. And Brandon Sanderson's personal convention, Dragonsteel? Nexus, I think it's called. So didn't mean to do this. Didn't mean to make a review of this book on this same weekend, but who knows? Maybe it'll help. But I've already started. I'm already about 26 or 27 chapters into book 3, The Hero of Ages. So I really wish I would have done this video review before I got so deep into this book, like I did the write-up, because I loved this book, and the experience and reading through this was so enjoyable. And I thought it was peak. I think this is better than Mistborn, book 1. But now I'm reading this, and it's like a next level. You could see the complete and total upgrade in writing style, and just the thought process has like turned the dial on this book. So this video review is kind of sad for me because I really want to give you the full experience of after I read this book and how in love with it I was. But now it got unseated as my favorite. Every time I read a book by this guy, it becomes my favorite book over the last one. So I'm like, Jesus, this is nuts. This book is about a little over 600 pages. Or like, yeah, close to about 59 or 60 chapters, 598 pages, epilogue 59, yeah. So, big book, really cool, 59 chapters, right? This book is over in 80 chapters, about the same page count. That's crazy. But this is one of the biggest books I've read, and I thought it flowed pretty well. The chapters weren't too long, which is a big thing that for me. And I really do like the story, and I love the characters. The characters are so well written. The magic system and how allomancy works is so well. It goes even crazier in this book. The one thing that I noticed, and this is a spoiler review, this is gonna be my opinions. It's not gonna be like I'm going to bounce around a lot. I didn't really have notes because I've been waiting so long to make this video because I haven't had any time, and I don't have any time, so I'm just trying to rush it out. One of the issues that I had was that copper clouds are like not a thing anymore. Like no one needs to use copper clouds. Like it was a very important like skill, like the burning of copper in this book. Now that like no one has adnium, it's like never used. definitely not used at all so far in Heroes of Ages. Everything else, all the other metals seem to be pretty used. I like the new metals, and I like the relationship that is being built between Elle and Vin. What I really like is how they introduced this counterweight to the relationship, because Vin is, this whole book is questioning, she is this, girl from the lowest class, orphan, raised in the streets, always treated like dirt, somehow got lucky and have all these crazy powers that she didn't know about, and is now in this relationship with the guy who's like the king of this new empire that she helped take away from this evil guy. And she doesn't, even though she's done this incredible stuff and she saved this kingdom, she doesn't think that she deserves his affection and doesn't deserve to be where she is, whatever. So she's constantly questioning herself and questioning the relationship. And who comes in to make it even harder? This dude, her boyfriend, becomes husband in this book. Half brother, who is this crazy, like, has a voice talking in his head, which I believe it's I don't think it's confirmed in here, but I believe is the big bad power villain at the end of this book that goes right into the next book, is Ruin. I think it was Ruin talking to him the whole time. Maybe, I don't know. But crazy action sequences, crazy fights, half brother with, who is a Mistborn. So now he was also like tortured in the pits, all this crazy stuff. So he and Vin are way more relatable with their life experiences. And he's like, he is envious of his brother for having the comfy lifestyle that he has. And he's like, he'll never understand us. He'll never understand you. I understand you, this and that and the other thing. And it leads into this big conflict where Vin's like, wait a minute, no, he loves me, I love him. And they get in this massive fight, and she ends up killing him, and then killing their dad. And you're married to the dude who killed your whole family. That's the woman that killed your whole family. That's nuts. The Chandra thing is really intense because we don't know. We learn a lot about it in this book. Is really intense because we find out that this Chandra, whatever, that we think is the person that served as her like fake uncle throughout the entire first book, is helping her and in these animal bones. It turns out it's not. It's the Chandra that was serving the Ventures, killed that Chandra to pretend to be him, wild, and forms this bond with Vin. And then that was a nut storyline. The whole thing with the Collis has been nuts. This book was so good because it did so much. So it's a year after this, and we see that the new government that Elle has been able to establish, all those ideas that we got to listen to talk about in the first book, are kind of happening. But people are turning on him. He's trying to do things the way he always wanted it done, but it's just not working. It's biting him in the ass. A lot of cool things happen. I think her name is... we get to meet another terrorist person, a terrorist woman. Twistwind. I can't say it. I don't know how to say it. But that was a really cool role. She has a romantic interest with Zaz. That's really sick. It's just so many good characters with good storylines, all being built together. Like, there is questioning and all sorts of like drama and mystery and fighting and action and discovery and magic, and it's just so well done. Like, this was so peak, and he only makes it better. He just keeps one up. Like, this, when I finished this, I was like convinced that this is a masterpiece, which I still think, and it could not be topped. It was topped immediately. 10 chapters in, topped. But this book, I give a 5 out of 5. And I believe that every book I read from him now is going to be a 5 out of 5. I'm going to have to completely redo my scaling, because I knew it. When this book came in, and I was like, it's got to be a 4.9. Like, there's no way. 5. Brandon Sanderson's The Well of Ascension, Mistborn Trilogy, Book 2 is a 5 out of 5. Get in the comments, guys. What is your favorite part? Who's your favorite character? My favorite character is in Mistborn. It was definitely L. In this book, I think my favorite character. That's so hard. Obviously Vin is like the automatic main character, but I think that Spook, like the way he evolves from his character in the first book to this is like incredible. And then afterwards, he's one of my favorite characters. So I think that he's my favorite character for the evolution that he goes through in this book and how cool, especially because there's big portions of the book where he's not even around. I really like this. Get in the comments. Let's discuss. Remember to check out the rest of the channel and all the different accounts that I have. So this is The Vinyl Casket, home to The Layman's Taste. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube, and TikTok, all at one word, The Vinyl Casket, where you can subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the bell for much more, and do me a massive favor and stay lame.